Chapter 6.2 is dealing with percents, and percent means per 100. So when it says 53 out of 100, that means 53%. So out of 100 people, 17 drove blue cars. What is this as a percent? 17%. Now, as a fraction, well, that's cool. Percent means per 100, where 17 divided by 100. So, 46 out of 100 college students live at home. What is the percent? What is the fraction? So, percent, no big fat hairy deal. 46%. There is an issue as a fraction. 46 over 100, no big deal. Problem is, the unspoken rule of fractions, you have to put it in lowest terms. So you divide out common factors. So 46 divided by 2 is 23. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Now, switching back and forth between percents and decimals, not a big deal either. As long as you remember this, rules of 2, not rules of 3, 4, 5, or 1, but rules of 2. So, and this is a really cool mnemonic tool. Percent and decimal. You're going to a decimal, and it's the only one that has an L. Well, between the words right and left, which one has an L? Yeah, left. Left. How many? 2. So, percent to decimal, remember, if I don't see a decimal sign, it goes at the end. So 2 spaces left makes this 0.87. So as you're taking it to a decimal, you also drop the percent sign. And technically what we're really doing is we're taking 87% divided by 100%, chop chop, and this would give us 0.87. Now, for 0.8, well, you say it's already a decimal. No, it's a percent right now. To get it to a decimal, we have to move the decimal 2 spaces left. So that gives us 0.048. Ooh. Here, again, just like with the 87%, the decimal is at the very end. So we move it 2 spaces left again, so 1.9. And even if you put it in a calculator, 1.90 is the same thing as just 1.9. Oh yuck. Our decimal is right here. So moving that 2 spaces left makes it icky. So 0.0074. And then 800%, again, you don't see a decimal, it's at the very end on the right. So move it 2 spaces, and that just gives us the whole number 8. And let me tell you a place where this gets used a whole lot. Jewelry stores will mark up, especially with diamonds, they'll mark it up usually at least 800%. So if you paid $800 for a diamond ring, they probably spent $100 on it. Isn't that just nice? Yeehaw. Now, decimals to percent, okay? between the word decimal and percent. Percent's the only one that has an R, so guess which direction we're going. You got it. Not left. We are going right. Alright? So, if I start with 0.87, then 2 spaces to the right gives me 87%. So with this one, 2 spaces right gives me 65%. And this one, 2 spaces right, gives me 125%. Ooh, 2 spaces right gives me 1.2%. And this one, 2 spaces right, gives me 60%. Now technically what you're doing here is you're taking 0.87 and you're timesing it by 100%. And that gives us 87%. Ooh, what about this ugly fraction? 33 1/3% as an ugly fraction. Well, first thing I'm going to do is 33 times 3, which is 99 plus 1. I'm going to change this into an improper fraction. And then I'm going to use my definition. Percent means per 100. So I'm going to divide this by 100%. And then I'm going to use leave it, change it, and you've seen that in the past. So 100 over 3% times 1 over 100%. Our percents kill each other, and our 100s kill each other, leaving us with just 1/3. Now, do you want to do that with every ugly fraction or ugly percent? Probably not. So, here's your nice little cheat sheet. 33 1/3% is 1/3 as a fraction. 66 2/3% is 2/3. 16 2/3 is 1/6. 83 1/3% is 5/6. Whew. Now, switching back and forth. 1% as a decimal. Well, that's a 1, and we put the decimal at the end, so move it 2 spaces left. So this gives us 0.01. As a percent, I can take 1 over 100 because percent means per 100. 87%, well, we've done that one already, so it's 0.87. But as a fraction, I put 87 over 100. Then 35% as a decimal, 0.35, because moving it from here to there. Then 35% per 100, but then I've got to divide a 5 out of top and bottom, so it gives me 7 over 20. Alright, this next problem. Percent to decimals for the following. Ooh. I think I got these switched. Decimals 2% for the following. So, sorry about that. So, taking it to a percent, 2 spaces to the right, so 4.8. Taking this 2 spaces to the right makes it 190. And then 2 spaces to the right makes that 0.74, and this 2 spaces to the right makes it 800%. Alright, and taking these to decimals, we get 0.65, 1.25, 0.012, and then 0.6. Ooh, this last problem. What decimal and what percent? Ooh. Well, we take 20 divided into 7, and I'm going to cheat and use the calculator. 7 divided 20 gives us 0.35. Ooh, so as a decimal it's 0.35, and then as a percent, 2 spaces right gives us 35%. Now remember, when you have a mixed number, your whole number stays your whole number. And then I'm going to take 1 divided 4 in my calculator, and that gives us 0.25. So as a decimal, 2 1/4 is 2.25. Then as a percent, it's 225%. Again, ask if you have any questions. Oh, whoops. You couldn't see that. I know you heard it, but you didn't see it ended up 225%.